Oh man. Yeah. Well, hopefully some of them will make their way over here. Let's see. All right. 900 times later, we should be live. Gonna give them a little minute for people to show up here. Yay, thank goodness you're able to find me. Hey, welcome so much. It's good to see you. We're gonna make this happen. I wanted to use my new streaming platform today so I could get my little photos up here. So we're gonna see how that works out today. Get a little more action going on in the video. Yay. So I hope everybody's been having a good week. Let me know what you're up to this evening. Hello. Thank you for making it over here. I'm still, learning the ins and outs. Old dog, new tricks, but we're figuring it out, right? It lags a little for me, but it works. I want to use the other way, but I'm having trouble seeing the chats if I do that. So let me see. Let me try one little thing real fast, guys. All right, that actually, I think I solved all my problems. Yeah, I see the lag. Let me know if it's changing now, if it's working a little better now. I don't know. Hopefully, hopefully we can make it work. But yeah. So let me know what you're up to tonight, what's going on, if you're snowed in, if you're in that part of the world, or if you're over here on the West Coast where we're having just ridiculously perfect weather right now. I don't know what's going on. Hello, welcome. Nice to see you. It's good to see all of my favorite people that are always commenting on stuff here today and just to spend time with y'all. Yeah, is it lagging still? All right, I'm trying to figure out how to get this going because now you see I got a logo up here in the corner because I wanted to talk about fashion from back in the day that kind of doesn't exist anymore. So that's kind of the plan where I was going this today. Nah, but it's funny because I actually to be part of this, I wanted to wear this special choker tonight because this is the ultimate ghetto choker from back in the day. And let me know if you have done this. This is like where you get a t-shirt and then you cut off the collar of the t-shirt and then you tie it around your neck because you can't find any of your actual jewelry. And then you're like, yeah, I've got this fucking badass choker on. But like it's usually gets pretty sweaty at the end of the night and you want to throw it away afterwards. So but I was like getting ready and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get an old t-shirt and just make myself a little extra special choker for the evening to remind me of what we used to do when we had no money and wanted some kind of jewelry to wear. Ah, Bones and Black drink for me there. Man, I can't believe all that cold weather that has been going on over there, you guys. I mean, that's why I want to do like the indoor private, like home Zoom goth dance party. I had a friend that like during like when we had like the lockdown a couple years, in 2020, she was doing these Zoom dance parties and I love them. I don't think she invited me to them all, but I still would like probably because I was like over the zealous about it when we would go. We would so it would be like how as many people as would show up, and then all the little Zoom screens, and then it would be like somebody's bedroom or like their living room, or like some people would put lights on, some people would be dancing in their pajamas, and you could just sit there and like dance to the camera, and I would just sweat it up, and it was a good way to I don't know get some exercise too and also like go out without going out. And that's kind of the best thing ever because you didn't have to wear like platform shoes at those dance parties, which is always nice. Remember your toes just getting smashed in there. Man, 1 to 2 feet of snow, that's just crazy. I would be eating it all. Of course, we're like out here in the desert and it's just dry as hell out, but yeah, I love all that. Let's see. Oh yes, all the Cincinnati people too, and you guys, I don't know how you're doing it, but let's dance at home. I wish I could play some tunes, but put some tunes on where you are and let me know what you're going to listen to in the background because I almost busted out. I just found my Switchblade Symphony like record, and I keep thinking about busting out the records sometime. So put on some tunes. I've got some incense going right now too, some rose flavored incense. I think rose smells like haunted ghosts and the past and things like that. Back in the old days, I remember like perfume wise, vanilla. I don't know if that was just a 90s thing, but vanilla perfume and like didn't like if you had like a Victoria's Secret, there was a vanilla by them that was really tasty too. But yeah, I don't know. Somewhere along the line, I turned into like my grandma and like rose instead for everything. So tasty. Oh gosh. 4 degrees outside. That is insanity. Oh, I realized, speaking of shoes, when I started going out again a few years ago, I realized that my steel toe boots are I'm like, shit, black toenail. See, I've had that happen to me with a pair of Mary Janes that were just like too tight. And then when you wear the tights and it was all like, I swear to God, I'm surprised my toe is still around after that. But you know what? I always think about that. If I went dancing, like what shoes would I wear now? Because I could not, no, not wear anything that I used to wear back in the day. It would just not happen. So like, how can I like get away with like some sort of like orthopedic grandma dancing shoe? Like, do they make those? Do we have them? Let's see. Hope you're surviving. Yeah, Cincinnati. I'd love to go to a haunted house right now too, man. Or even like a little dark ride, a haunted dark ride would be great. Used to wear amber incense oil. Oh, that sounds like a good one too. Amber. Mmm, man. Kitten heels can be, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, and it still looks cute. So that's definitely an option for that if I ever decide to go out. Then there's also the staying up past like 11 o'clock, which is I say that's difficult, but then we sometimes do these like, art projects where we're like putting up art for a building. We used to do a lot of art for dispensaries and we'd be putting up art till like 3 in the morning. So it was like almost like being at a club. We're exhausted, we're tired, we're sweaty, we're dirty. It, yeah, when we go out and get some like greasy food afterwards. So I guess like the art was kind of like the going to the clubs on the old days. I don't know. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. But yes, so got our art in the background. I've been trying to like get a little bit of a more mood going on. We need some like candles like right here on the side for the videos. But yeah, so today I did bring some photos with us that I wanted to share just from my little collection of old photos that I have. I have like so many more. I was actually brought out my actual like this is one of my the vintage lunch boxes. Tell me which lunch boxes you had. And it's like full of photos. And some of them I've managed to start scanning into the computer and some I haven't. Like a lot of them like I was just like they never like I was like, why would you ever scan that? And like as I go through more and more photos, it's almost like the really fucked up ones that don't even like work become like more important. The ones that are like all out of focus, like for example, this like photo of you can't even see it really, but it's like just computer equipment from my dad's like I don't know, I probably dropped a disposable camera and it just took a picture. And I don't know, now I like look at it and I'm like, oh, look at all that old equipment that my dad used to have in his house. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. I can stay up no problem, but these days my body wakes me up at 7:30. Amen. I swear that's my life. It's always like, doesn't matter what time I go to sleep. I'm like up early. And on my days off from work, I usually get up around 6 for work. I'll get up at 5:30. I don't know why. Why? But yeah, if I don't have anything to do at night, I'll be asleep. That's for sure. Mm. Yeah, I got to do the disco nap like back in the day. Did I get my birthday package this week? No, but I was remember you mentioning that, by the way, Shane. So I will look because there was somebody else that sent something in the mail and it never arrived, and I'm getting a little disappointed in our mail service. But I will check it out. I don't know if that. Oh, I keep hearing that it might be stalling a little. Maybe I'll change the Wi-Fi and see if that works. But it's probably just the two systems that I have here working together. But I can unplug it if you want. Sorry, we're doing a little technical. Should I do it? Should I? Oh no, that was not a good idea. I hope. Yay! I can't even get it in there. Is it going? All right. It probably is the ghost for sure. Ah, ghosts. Anyway, whoever's creeping out the machine, I'm so sorry. We're gonna get it together. Update on the graphic novel. See, I was just talking about that. The seller will be resending. Oh, perfect. Cool. I was funny because you mentioned that and I was like gonna go and just order it because I was like, fuck it. I want this gentleman over here, Chris, is going to be sending me a graphic novel from back in the day that he was really into. In fact, I've been talking about making a video about that because we are talking about just how goth culture, it's not just music and like all the graphic novels that we used to read and how that was such an important part of like, especially that kind of 90s culture. So I'm excited about that because I also wanted to like just unbox it and do it. Oh, I'm excited. Thank you. And then I actually want to fucking read it too. So it's going to get crazy. It's going to get wild. I'll speak again next Saturday. I'll keep checking the mail and definitely, Shane, if I do see it, I will let you know. I will reach out, but I appreciate it anyway. But first off, I figured I was going to like show you a couple funny pictures. First, I wanted to show you this jacket that I used to wear back in the day, and this was kind of more like I guess the end of the '90s because it's this pink patent leather number, and it's like a little like trench coat jacket that I freaking wore out to goth clubs in the late 90s. I don't know what was going on, and it was all sweaty underneath that thing. But it's one of those things where, at the time it kind of worked, but I don't think I've seen anybody rehash the sort of trench coat vinyl number. I love how I just don't have a clear picture of it. It's either like something's hanging out of it at some point in all my photos. But yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's a little pastel goth meets Inspector Gadget. I don't know. It was a number, and with the red hair, I never knew if my red hair could work with pink, but I would always rock that. I don't know. uh, ooh, oh yeah, the cost of living. Hello, so good. I like I said, graphic novels. We're gonna get into that one for sure. But yes, oh, and we're gonna save the planet for sure. Man, I always talk about, speaking of saving the planet, how like in the 90s, especially I think of working at Real Food Daily. That's another hat off to dear Chris, who is or is not here at the moment. But yeah, Real Food Daily, all about reuse, recycle. I thought we were going to save the world, and here we are 20 years later. And man, I don't want to get depressed, but hello, good evening, welcome in. And oh, the Valentine's Day look. That's actually a pretty fun idea for that little number. I wish I still, as usual, you could almost feel the clothes like you still have them, but it's not good old RFD. I keep also wanting, I have my Real Food Daily cookbook. I keep thinking about like busting it out and cooking some delicious old style vegan food back in the old days, 90s vegan. I don't know. Seeing a trench coat occasionally at thrift stores. They usually see it. I think you can start some look, especially if you got like a little slip underneath. The trench coat is amazing. Another thing that I used to do that I feel is very 90s was crazy wigs. Now, I don't know if you can tell in this picture here, but the wig, I am wearing two like false wigs here and then one in the back. And I don't know where this was what decided. Did anyone go through the crazy wig like falls and blonde fake hair period, or was this just me? Here I am again. I my hair was blonde at the time, but it was like hay. And so I would buy the like the wigs and they, would come down. I guess like nowadays it's like wigs are just par for the course. Change your hair every single day, which was what I wished was popular back then. But in the 90s it was, it's like yeah, it's costumey, but like it wasn't really an everyday thing, which always bummed me out. Now it's like an everyday thing and I just don't even rock wigs and I wish I would. Multi-wig. The multi-wig situation was ridiculous. Look at this. I look like a poodle or something. I don't know what is going on there. And I went out to a club like that, and boy, I was like, everybody's probably staring at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I look so good tonight, don't I? I must be, I don't know. It was still big when I was in clubs. Like, see, I feel like it was kind of like an early 2000s sort of things. Now, I don't know if that look is iconic now or if it should have just dropped away. I feel like the trench coat and the hair pieces are just left for another era. Wig is the only way I can get my hair styled. See, that at this point, like I'm just going for the like sea witch black hair look because I've been trying to style my hair. I always tried to curl it or do something with it. It just never happened. It was terrible, terrible times. Oh, and Lindsay, happy you showed up as well. Oh my God, Alaska File. Yeah, exactly what I was. I love the Alaska comment for sure. And let's see. Moving on here. Let's see. I got that one. Okay. Now, this look here is about this particular dress. Now, I had this dress. I found this, or it's not a dress, it's a slip, basically. It's like an old nightgown from like the 70s or something like that. It's got a little bow on it. I got it at like some thrift store and I would wear it out like this and it would be my total Kinder Horror baby doll look and it was great. But then as I started going to clubs more, I don't know what made me decide that it needed to be cut extremely short. So now it's like was barely covering my ass. I always had to wear like one of those like ruffle panties underneath because like the little like, short covering kind of things because it was just like it was too much for anyone at that point. But I just kept cutting that damn thing until it was basically a top. And I think like yeah, here's a picture of me like wearing. I've worn it now as a top in my elder years. Like I think this first picture, I'm like under 21 or maybe 21, the mid 20s here, and now at 40, almost 50. What the hell? How do I still have this thing? How did they make slips that held up this long? That's what I want to know. Mm-mm. The trenches and the wigs. Oh, see, exactly. The anime crowd for sure. That's so funny because yeah, especially the hair. I feel like every time I go to this, it's like I belong in this scene, man. Do you remember to all of the elders here tonight? Back in the day when like Comic Con was like not cool and like women who dressed up weren't always like supermodels. Like when they started having like the gorgeous anime dress ups, I was just like, oh man, it's over. Times have changed. It'll leather jacket, yes, with the black red silk smoking jacket. Ugh, I used to love those smoking jackets like mad, like with the kind of Asian patterns on them. The little oh yeah, I had a friend, a friend like that would go to all the clubs with me all the time, and he would always wear like different colors, like a blue one, a red one, a green one. I remember I had this amazing jacket like that, and it was God, whatever happened to it? Like I remember, how do you lose all these clothes? That's what I remember. I remember I had a box, throwing a box of clothes into a dumpster once because I was like, I'm never gonna fit in these again. I'm never gonna wear these again. And of course, regrets, 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 regrets. Uh, yeah, it's definitely yeah. I always want to like wonder like where a lot of them went though because I didn't throw them all out, but I moved a lot, and I feel like those of us who've probably moved a lot, like maybe lose clothes more often. I don't know. Ruffled hot pants are a staple for people. Or yeah. For some reason, when you just said ruffled hot pants, I was picturing like full ruffled pants. Hot pants, yes. Oh, they're definitely a staple. I live in dresses and skirts, so not my vibe. That's definitely need them around. Dragon Con in Atlanta. I almost went one day past to see. Oh God, they were Crossfire was playing there. That's cool. I We went to anime festival in Houston, and it was one of the best times of our life going out to that. It was just like Houston was a great city in general. I think every city is a great city. I want to visit everywhere. But we went there to go see this band that we like from Japan. Obviously, it was an anime festival, but yeah, I'm surprised that it was like a goth band playing there because usually it's more, a little bit more anime. Or it was a Japanese band called Jakaric Spin. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. If anybody has, and but I also have been wanting to make a video where I kind of dive into some of the Japanese bands that we listen to. That it's all about like if I think it kind of fancies my ear, I figure there's got to be someone else out there whose ear it works for as well. Oh, you in the dad's trip pants. You! I saw your comment on the other one, and then when I got over here, I started going, and then I was like, I forgot to talk about the trip pants. It's funny because there was also like a couple weeks ago, there was a club here, I guess in Vegas, that was Hot Topic themed, and they were saying, bust out your trip pants and come on down to the club. So that fills my heart with joy to have you wearing them, especially after you like fixed them up and stuff, right? Because they were kind of dragging, and you made them work. I love that. I still have my clothes from high school 20 something years ago. Clothes were better. Yeah, now your clothes don't like fall apart, like, but that's so awesome. Like, I don't know, like it's so cool to be able to have that stuff and kind of like play around with it now, or just to like kind of like feel the memory. Like I can so many things, I can just feel the clothes from back then. I learned in the early 17th and 18th century look. Ah, ah, I still do that with my pink. Oh, so let me just tell you, Alicia, is that what we go? I want to make sure I get everybody's name right if I even say it. That's why I probably don't say anybody's name because the handles and the names and I get horrified, but I'm gonna fuck everything up. But your look. I have always admired the women who really go hard vintage, very like 1800s. And I have a friend who kind of rock those looks, and it's just like it's so meticulous, so put together, and so beautiful. And I have to like always play into, I mean, I don't have to, I guess I've always played into like the sort of messy, sloppy kind of goth, because that's what I am. I mean, look at my shirt. I've already bleached it, dyed it, messed with it. I just can't get it together. But I have so much respect for that kind of beauty, so much. I have a really cool old thrifted black coat with a spiky faux fur trim, but I put it in the dry. Oh, haven't I done that as well? Or like I had some like this beautiful fur that was coming off of it like this, and I stuck it in the dryer, and then it was like kinky, like Annie hair on it. It was so horrible. Oh man. It's just crazy that we have a goth band playing. I mean, guess Dragon Con, Dragon. I'm thinking more anime, but Dragon and goth go together a little more. I can see that. I sold all my trip vests. Regret that now. Sean King. I can see that. I can do that. And I can also do Shane Brown. Ah, yes, but yeah, I miss all the clothes. Anybody do any I always talk about Sirius because I remember that brand being very kind of like it was sort of like lip service, but it was a little more fun and funky, and I feel like it's less popular than lip service. Kind of hit a certain kind of LA crowd, but definitely like yeah, let me know if anybody knows about Sirius brand as much as I do, or if that was even like on Goth radar, if that was just more glammy. I don't know. Another kind of clothes. Serious, yes, on Melrose. There was a store on Melrose. I used to go in there and I'd be like, what the hell? I want all these clothes. They were all like leathery and weird and interesting. I blame watching the young ones. Hell yes. Okay, what I've got now up here is did anybody else do here? The I'm like a bad weather reporter right now. Did anyone else have the long vintage, like colorful or pastelly dresses that we would goth out sometimes? The only reason why I ever got into this sort of fashion trend was because, of course, Tina Root, who rocked similar dresses. Like this is like I'm trying to rip this off like mad. I'm just like I'm gonna fucking make this happen. Or like those dresses with the long sleeves that you could actually find at the thrift store back then. I cannot believe that it's you can't find any of that anymore at any of the thrift stores. Oh, since I was in some teens concert shirts, yes, probably going to age me a ton. What I remember is going to head shops and finding. Oh shoot, hold on 1 second. We'll get out of my way. Head shops and finding what you could there, and then getting cheap black hose and making sleeve. Hell yes. It's always about like just the getting something and like making it work. Sometimes I would be surprised because we would go to the thrift store and just buy black, just staples, just like, and then you just layer all the black staples together and you've got like an outfit. And I got so away from that because I feel like that was sort of like the thrift store goth thing was just find beeline to the black section, start grabbing whatever you can that's black and that fits, and then go home and make it work with some fishnets and like a choker. And then it like all this clothing brands started making clothes that were like styled goth, and that became such a thing that it kind of like we moved away from that sort of like layered vintage look. And now like the kids are more into it now, and like I see so many fashion trends of just like where it's just like the long black skirt over the long black skirt with a shorter black skirt and then the long top and then the corset thing around, and it just works, and it's amazing to kind of see it sort of go back to the old days. I actually would sometimes mix goth with ugly 70s goth. See, we would have been dressed up together perfectly because that was all because like too in the 90s it was like kind of all about that like 70s 60s like psychedelic like polyester clothes and stuff like that. I definitely feel that like that style didn't like did we would work it into like our kind of goth thing. I always think of like kind of ghost world style, those girl like very vintage clothes but with a little bit of like an edgy look to it. It was definitely a thing. Videos tagging sounds good. I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of that for the next one. I'll try to like not get this too long today since we're dragging a little bit there, and I apologize for that. I'll do a little work on that this week. I love this challenge and hunt when thrifting. It's extra satisfying when I do find something that fits because I'm 6'5". Oh God, yeah, that's amazing though. I feel like to be so tall, to be so I don't know. That's amazing, but yeah, it would be hard to find things, and we probably do some pretty amazing things to make things work, which is probably pretty cool. Did anyone else see Vampire the Masquerade? I remember all that stuff, but there was a game, right? Yeah, I never played that. Mm-mm-mm. I would have long gathered skirts, wide sleeves. Oh, my friend calls it peasant goth. I love that look. I kind of want to bring that back. I don't know. I feel like lately, just having all these conversations and talking about goth and the past and the present makes me feel like just melding them all together more. And I don't know, it's exciting, especially as I just had my birthday. I'm 49, getting older, and it just feeling like almost like that little like tingle of like youth again, where you that like excitement about like fashion, which is something that like you kind of like sometimes you get over a little bit, and then you wonder why you got over it, and then it's hard to start getting into it again. You just get kind of stuck in this sort of like, I don't know. Yeah, throwback to the 60s for sure. Actually run Vampire Masquerade. See, this sometimes with friends. See that you should bring that back. You should do like a Vampire Masquerade. See, I missed out on all that. I didn't really do any of like the like or like any of those things that I wish I more like LARPing or more just like role playing games that are kind of fun like that. I miss thrifting with people so much. Slim pickings, and that's for sure. Definitely like the whole resell culture has changed a lot of that. I know like people like know what day to go and get everything when it just comes in, and I don't know, it's different now for sure. And just overall, like the clothes that we used to buy, like all the 60s clothes are just gone. But they were so lasted so long, you kind of wonder like how did this happen? Where did they go? I know they're all in the vintage clothing stores now instead. Little Tina Root. Let's see. Again, back to the pastel goth thing. This would usually be my uniform when I went to a Switchblade Symphony show because for some reason, I know I was a little bit of a crazy narcissistic 20-year-old somebody who wanted to go to the goth club and be the one dressed fully in white. You could just see me walking through there like a little cotton ball through the crowd of black. But yeah, it was like a ritual that anytime I went to see Switchblade Symphony, I would show up in the white little outfit with you got to get the boa because there's nothing funner than like smacking everybody on the dance floor with that and getting dirty looks for sure. Was out thrifting today and found some cheap black combat boots that zip up on the side. Hell yeah. That's it. I might have to go thrifting tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Yay. Oh, and thank you. And the brown hair, I'm not really sure how much that worked, but there it was. Those are red earrings you're wearing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've another thing I've had for 1,000 years are these crazy, like, I always call them my Madonna earrings. For some reason, they make me think of like, that desperately seeking Susan look. I love boots with boots on the side. How about do you guys remember these kind of boots? I can't even see them in this picture, can you? They're like, they're the white vinyl, super thin, like almost like a sock go-go boot that was like a thing in the 90s. I know those didn't survive till today because I would wear them out like 2 or 3 times and they would fall apart. And they would come in like pink and black and the white ones. Like, oh, these boots feel so Austin Powers. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Of course, I just bring this up because we all have the uniform. This is my uniform. I wore that thing with a red thing underneath. I wore it with a black thing over it. I wore it again with a red thing underneath. That's my red Trent Reznor pitch for later. But yes, what was your uniform? Like, was it were you if you were a guy, was it like the black vinyl pants and then like the some kind of shirt, like usually like some net shirt? That was like such the standard, I feel like, for like the mid 90s was black vinyl pants and black mesh shirt for guys. And then girls, it was usually like the black vinyl mini skirt and the mesh. Or like me, I like the little like dress that I could just put something on underneath. Like, what was your uniform? And then maybe there's people like I remember somebody saying their uniform just being like a t-shirt and a fucking pair of pants and like some fishnet underneath, and that was like super casual. I mean, I don't know. But like that was like, you'd love to dress up when you go out, but every once in a while you just have to wear the uniform. Everybody expects you to show up once in a while in the uniform. Tina Root left the music scene, became a real estate agent. Ah, I know she was talking about doing something else, and then that never happened. I keep waiting, or I keep hoping. She's gonna call me up, and we're gonna start our own little band. I'm ready. I'm ready, Tina. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I don't play keyboards. Demonia. Hell yes. Then there's another brand of shoes. Like I can just like feel the heel dying on me. It was always the worst, but it was good though. I know there's a couple of decent places to thrift around Cleveland. That'd be another thing. I'd just love to take a road trip and go everywhere in different cities and see what else is like in the different thrift stores out there. I love the post-punk goth look. That's definitely a good one too. Vinyl pants, fishnet shirt with a band t-shirt over it. There we go, my friend. You are wearing the outfit. Can we bring that back? Do people still wear that? I don't think they do. I don't know what everybody's wearing these days. I need to go, I keep wanting to like go do a little like discovery goth club visit, but at the same time, this is where I am on Friday night or Saturday night, whatever night of the week it is. Tight lying sleeve black shirt, a band shirt, tight bondage pants, and usually, oh, police issue boots. Hello, that sounds nice. I had an uncle who was an officer for. See, that's kind of cool. You're gonna get the serious look going. I can respect that. That's awesome. Yay! So I've got some Demonia boots right now. They're a few years old. Yeah, I have a couple that are actually still working. I feel like they like improved their quality over time a little bit. See, I'm thinking I might have to go buy some new Demonia shoes. Black boots. Where one of my first sort of class outfits was a black sweatshirt, red sweatpants. Okay, okay. I love that. See, you were rocking the look. I see. I have pictures of me in like some seriously like yellow Esprit shirts before when my mommy would dress me up. So yeah, it was definitely bad. I like my parents like they wouldn't even let me color my hair. That's probably why it took me so long to like I was using the excuse of like I don't want to dye my hair black. I'm gonna have brown hair and weird reddish brown hair in the goth scene, so I'll be different. But I think it was I had been programmed for so long not to dye my hair by my parents that I was just like maybe I was a little scared. Scared they wouldn't love me anymore. Scared okay. Let's not turn this into a psychological breakdown. UK, it's mostly post-punk military look. See, I the PVC thing. Okay, that see, I'm down for that look too. I always like that little edgy sort of thing going on. Saying obsessed with blah blah blah. What? What are we talking about? Demonias were absolutely the worst for breaking down. Oh yeah, I don't know. I've had so many crazy shoes to break down. How many times have you guys fallen on the dance floor? I would wear shoes that I swear were just like made for me to just fall on my ass. I haven't worn boots in 8 years. The minimalist shoe thing. Mainly wear wrestling shoes and Juris shoes. See, that's me around the house. I told my husband I was going to show my socks, but now I want to lift my feet up and show you I'm just sitting here in socks. Especially when it's warmer. Band shirt or a fishnet. I see. That's the way to go. See, I gotta get some more fishnet on me. I kind of lost that look, but because it always gets itchy. Can we talk about though how much like there's so many fabrics that we used to wear that like, especially when they would weave like some metallic into it or some glittery thing, and then like it would just be the itchiest thing ever. And now like a day nowadays I'll go like into a clothing store, I'll be like, oh my god, that looks like something I used to wear back in the day that was like all fishnetty, and you touch it and the fabric's all soft and nice and it feels so good. And I just don't understand like the innovations even in just like fabric wear. Like That's a cool thing about getting older though, is you can kind of like see all of these. You have enough experience and time has passed to see how things have like gradually changed and become different and better, and the good things. So it's always good to, like, I think I'm always happy to point out all the things that have changed for the good and kind of focus on that. You can always wear Judas Priest band shirt. I'm definitely not up for that. We got over here battle vests and mohawks. See, band t-shirt, fishnets. I love it. I love it. I love it. My parents kept buying me colors and natural makeup. I've been there. See, Gen X punk turned goth mom. I love that. I love that we have these parents out there in the world raising you guys right. It's funny. My best friend, like her daughter has a best friend who's like very gothy as she's gotten older, and it's just so cute because like now it's like you just it's cool to see that generational thing and the connection. I don't have that with my family, and a lot of us, those of us who don't have that sort of connection with like being passionate about things that your parents were, it's beautiful to see that, and I think it's something that goes along with just like subculture and goth culture is, and punk culture and just subcultural people. I think they don't force their kids to conform because they didn't conform, so it's kind of like you can be who you want, and that kind of like opens us up a lot, where a lot of us who were raised with parents that were very like, don't be that way. It's I don't know where I'm headed with that now. I kind of lost my thought halfway through there. I don't know. Let's see. I made my toes pointy from years of wearing those. Oh my God. Do you remember, like, remember the little witchy shoes like that? I don't know how. It seemed like a guy thing more, the little witch boot. At least for me, it seemed like it was a guy thing. Whatever, I'm in the mood. See, that's perfectly good too. This is fun, but I need to dash. Mwah. I know, guy. It's getting kind of late out there. It's going to be time to start the evening. We don't know. It is Saturday night cheesy horror about to start. Ooh, yes. I always want to do like okay, let me know if you'd be down for where you live watch something together, but I'm not going to stream it on here. We just watch it together because I'm always about that. I always want to watch movies with the groups. The thing that kills me is my mom raised me on punk and post up, and then was shocked when she's like, "That's not punk." That's pretty funny. I could be like, I wanted some parent, like some new wave parent, to raise the goth kid and said, "I raised you new wave. I didn't raise you goth." My parents were super conservative. Any kind of music or fashion, it was a struggle. The black sheep, it's really interesting. Like I'm realizing as I'm older, like how for some of us that were raised that way, it's hard to really trust your own instincts and your gut because you've been kind of told so much that your gut instincts and the things you were passionate about were of less value than what they valued. And like here I am at like almost 50 realizing, hey, wait a minute, I need to trust in who I am. Like, and because you can even get this old, you can get this old and still have those parental voices, like because they program you when you're little and then it's just stuck in your head for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's time to break free. It's time to know that, it's good to be who we are. See, Shelley's of London places. Does that even exist, or was that some place that's now gone forever? Let's see. I found my style after I moved out. Victorian ankle boots. Amen to those as well. That's such a great thing. And yeah, like once I moved out, it was more being who I can. See, parents, they'll complain about everything forever. I'm just responding now, like to the, complaining about heavy eyeliner. See, I don't know. Parents are crazy. Let's see. But I was gonna bring on back down here to speaking of parents are crazy. This is my favorite picture ever. This is me and my friend at Trent Reznor, and I am wearing a jean wraparound skirt. This was when I had just moved out of my parents' house, so we're talking about that same era of like living through the the reign of parents telling you can't dress a certain way, and I was trying to find my goth self. So I had my brown hair. I did have a velvet coat jacket that I was able to bust out in a black shirt, but I don't know, the green skirt or the jean skirt had like a silver buckle on it, and I thought that was the closest thing to industrial clothes I had in my house at the time. And is Trent cool? Trent is like the coolest person in the world. So the we met Trent. Okay, it's kind of embarrassing. So it was the late 90s. Marilyn Manson had just released a first album. You know, they were touring with Nine Inch Nails, and we were like 18, 17. We listened to Marilyn Manson demos and stuff. So we were really excited because they were finally like famous and going on tour with one of our favorite artists, Trent Reznor. We, my friend and I, we just waited outside of like the concert, and it was when they were touring with Jim Rose, and Jim Rose came out and saw me and my girlfriend, probably because we looked so pathetic, and was like, "Do you guys want to meet the bands?" And we were like, "Oh, okay." So we got to go like backstage into this little like meeting area where basically all of the whoever just gets invited backstage, nobody special, got to hang out, and the bands would come out and be bands. And I remember my friend and I, we were like barely 18. We were probably not 18. We were 17. Went in there this backstage area. We're probably the youngest people there. And we kind of just sit in the corner and we're just looking at everybody. It's Marilyn Manson and Twiggy, and you've got like Trent Reznor walking around, and we're just like overwhelmed. And there's free food and drinks, but we're probably nervous. And he Trent just walked right up to us and was like, "Hi, how you guys doing?" And like was just the nicest guy in the world. And what the hell did I say to him? I said, "Hey, can you introduce us to Marilyn Manson?" Oh my God. And he's just like looking at me like, "Okay." And he introduced us to Marilyn Manson, who was not worth introducing. I would have probably better have not have met him. It was like, "Oh, call me daddy," or some bullshit, but Trent, an amazing human being, and that's my story for you on that. And yeah. Oh yeah, it was a pretty funny little experience, but yeah. And then I think that this picture was actually they played in Oakland, and I don't remember, they went to some nightclub that was in the South Bay, and we went back there, and that's I think when we got this picture taken. It was and it was back in the day when there was like one camera, and there was some other girl there, and she's like, "Can you get my picture with Trent too?" And we take a picture of it on my camera. Then we never see this person again in our lives. And I have this picture of like some random girl with Trent Reznor. I'm like, who is this person? Yeah, it was very important to have a camera if you were gonna like take a picture with a celebrity, because you'd be screwed if you didn't back then. Remember that? I played a pool with Enigma. That's pretty cool. Like, yeah, they were there. Everybody in Jim Rose's whole clan was a bunch of really cool people. I feel like Jim Rose and Nine Inch Nails touring together was like probably would have been a cool bunch of people to hang out with. I don't know about the Manson clan. They were like doing weird shit. Like I remember Twiggy was like pulling out his like balls and like doing puppetry with them at the backstage. I'm 17 and I'm just like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is going on?" Because I was pretty, like not every 17-year-old's like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is going on?" But I definitely was, because I grew up a little sheltered. In 94, I was 17 years old. See, I was 94. I was 17 years old. Wasn't I 17-year-old old too in 94? Because I remember I graduated high school and I was younger than everyone that graduated high school. Yeah, I don't know. It's so long ago. Oh, he helped me make a disc called Two. Wow, I mean, he's the ultimate. Clint. Oh my God, he introduced me Trent. See, a massive attack show. Oh, please tell me how wonderful that was. I would love to have seen that. And in Bristol, I would have loved to have seen that as well. How fun. There's a man back in his room. Let's see. Let's see if I got any other little photos on here before we call it a day. Oh, ta-da! So we all have that moment where we try to, maybe dress a little bit out of our element. And okay, first of all, farmer's tan. And yeah, I think this is some sort of snakeskin print tube top I'm probably wearing with some kind of skirt. I'm so glad we don't have the bottom half. I'm not sure. Maybe the bottom half would have been better than the top half. But yeah, this is definitely like one of those beautiful moments in life where I've saved this photo forever because come on, that's scary. uh, let's see what we got. 1994, 15 seconds. See, kind of a lot, seeming around the same ages here. I love it. But 26 in 94 is also a good age to be because you, again, we're living in it at the moment, which is cool. That's why I always try to get I want to get my other, my other husband, my husband and other Bones of Black founder on with me because we have just a slight generational difference there. He's like 6 years older than me, not to give away any ages, but it makes for good conversation when we have like a little bit of a generational difference where we're definitely into all of the same things, but just enough differences to like make it exciting and to be able to tell each other's story and like, I guess learn from each other's little experiences. There's no coming back from the dark side. And that is, my makeup's on point in that photo shoot. Yes. Remember the silver moment? I guess that's what was going on there. Oh man. I look like a hip hop era. What? Oh, hey, what? I know. That's why I'm like, what? That's awesome. Hell yeah. But all right. At this point, like I'm just like I got a little couple of extra just random photos up here. Oh yeah, this is just of course I loved this outfit just when you would wear upside down fishnets and and just put like a corset over it and then a bra. It was a good outfit back in the day. And the little corset top I'm wearing here, I swear I bought it like Wet Seal or something like that. You know, when you would go into the mall and you'd go into the normie store and you'd find something that you can like piece together with all of your vintage stuff, but you'd never told anyone you bought it from the normie store. Is that kind of like buying stuff from Shein and Temu now? Like you don't tell anyone. It's just not like you're wearing it and nobody knows. I don't know. Could be crazy. Born in 72, 80s babies for sure. I love you guys. Born in 77, as was I. Hello, hello. We love that. Oh man. Bought the skinny. So, okay, yeah, see things like that. Being able to buy that skinny puppy EP in 84, like that's desperately amazing. Oh, yay. So, yeah, sometimes hot topic. I don't even know. Let's see. I think I'm almost out of photos here. That's just some random photo. I was gonna add that in with the pictures of the little what is it? A freaking weird outfit. And then I wished I had been able to bring out more photos like this. Literally, do we all have these photos still saved? This is like half of a of mini blinds in an apartment. How do I still have this photo? Why? I have these photos. I also have like how many? Do you guys have a bunch of these around the house from back in the day? These are just everywhere in my life still. I think photos were like so important to me back when I was younger. It's just like I mean, it doesn't take but 2 seconds for me to find this stuff in the house. I keep wanting to make it into some sort of like, I don't know, art piece. And yay for the 94 baby. That was the year I graduated high school. It was a good year to be alive. Good year to get born into, I think. Because I also love the generation that kind of grew up in the 2000s to early. I don't know. I love every generation. I love all of you guys. What's wrong with me? I'm some sort of hippie. It's just so good to hear everybody's story. Like somebody say you have those envelopes. They are they're quintessential, I think. I would make a skirt out of the negatives. That would be a great idea. I do make a lot of like art pieces out of these. I think I made a painting once of like a camera and I like had these like all on the back of the canvas and stuff, but I wish, like being a visual artist and also being interested in like design and fashion and vintage clothes. I wish there was a way I could just really work them together. That wasn't just like painting on a t-shirt, like sewing some film into the clothing. I can't wait till that gets washed. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here today. I'm going to probably wrap it up. What's climbing in the curtains? Now I got to go back and see. I'm like, oh, I don't even know what curtains. Something is probably climbing in the curtains. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being out here tonight. Half of the was a picture of nothing because the lighting is off. Yeah, that's for sure. And that's what I was saying. I was going to make a video about that, about how you take like 24 pictures, you get a roll, 24 pictures, and only like 3 or 4 would come out. Why was that in my life? Like, what is this? What is this a photo of? Somebody tell me. Anyway, it probably is a spider in the curtains. That's definitely most likely. Yeah, and don't leave the lens cap on. I've done it all. Open the back and then the film get exposed. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. And I honestly like really appreciate these conversations. I love that you guys are having conversations with each other and that we're just bonding over all this stuff and just a nice little place to chat. Of course, yeah, the blob photos. Thank you again. Let's keep doing this. I don't know, next week, maybe morning, night. What do you guys think? I don't know. Oh, the block collage would be a good idea. Sorry, I can't stop talking to all. I'll talk all night. But yeah, let me know. You think next week's good? Maybe the week after. I like to do these. I enjoy doing these. I must admit, this is a good time. And yeah, evening is good for most people. Night's easier. This time's great. Perfect. I enjoy that. And I just know, like, I appreciate everyone overseas who stops by in their morning routine to stop in and say hello. And I'll still have my virtual cup of British tea, I guess, with me. Fuck, I should just have some good tea with me. What am I doing? I love tea. All right, still talking. See y'all next time. Thank you so much. I love you. I